Welcome class 10. Now let's start with the poem 9 Gold Medals. Yesterday I introduced the poem to you and told you that the event is a Paralympics, Special Olympics, taken organized for the disabled people. And the participants, the disabled people, they practice for months, years, and they come to participate in this event. Fine, so let's start with it. The athlete had come from so many countries, run for gold, for the silver and bronze, many weeks and months in training, all building up to the game. Fine, so the last event in the Special Olympics is about to begin. And what is the last event? 100-meter race. Fine, and athlete had come from so many countries to run for the gold, for the silver and bronze. The athletes from the different countries have come to participate and to compete for the gold, silver and bronze medals. Many weeks and months in training, all building up to the game. And these participants, they had trained very hard for weeks and months. They are all building up to the game, and all of them were fired with the enthusiasm, with the zeal to do their best in this tough competition. Yeah? As if they had to win the medal. If they have to win the medal, right? All rounds the field, spectators were gathered, cheering on all the young women and men. Then the final event of the day was approaching, the last race about to begin. All round the field, spectators were gathered, the spectators, the audience, sitting all around the stadium, cheering on all young women and men, and they all were excited. The audience, the spectators were excited, and they cheered all the young competitors, all young men, women, in every way. Then the final event of the day was approaching, the last race about to begin. Then the final event of the day, the 100-meter race, was about to begin. The loudspeaker called out the names of the runners. The 100-meter, the race to be run. And 9 young athletes stood there determined and poised for the sound of gun. Clear? Now, the loudspeaker called out the name of the runners. The last event was the 100-meter race. Clear? And it is considered the most prestigious events. Clear? Why? Because the athlete who win it is remembered as the fastest man in the world. So this race is about to begin. The loudspeaker called out the name of the runners. The loudspeaker announced the name of the 9 participants. Clear? The 100-meter, the race to be run. The 9 young athletes stood there determined and poised for the sound of the gun. The athletes, the 9 athletes who came to participate in this event, they took position at the starting blocks. Clear? And poised for the sound of the gun, and they were all formed to do their best. They were poised, they took their positions and waited for the signal of the pistol to begin the rain. Right? The signal was given, the pistol exploded, and so did the runner on hearing the sound. The youngest among them stumbled and staggered, and he fell on his knees to the ground. The signal was given. Finally, the pistol was shot. The signal was given. So did the runners on hearing the sound, and the athletes, they started running after the pistol shot was fired. But the youngest among them stumbled and staggered, and he fell on his knees to the ground. But see, look, the youngest racer, he was unable to run. He stumbled, he staggered, and he fell on his knees on the track. He couldn't get up. He fell down on the ground. He gave out a cry of frustration and anguish. His dreams and his effort dashed in the dirt. But as sure I am standing here telling the story now, it's a strange one, but here's what occurred. He gave out a cry of frustration and anguish. The contestant, the youngest participant who fell down, he was not strong enough to get up and complete his race. Clear, he gave out a cry of frustration and anguish. He cried out in pain, in distress. Clear, both he physically and mentally. Why? Why his dreams and efforts dashed in the dirt? Why he gave a cry of frustration and anguish? Why he cried in pain, in distress? Because all his hard work, clear, all his dreams, his efforts, they had all gone in vain. They all have become useless. Clear. He was terribly disappointed because of this. But as I am standing here telling this story, now it's a strange one. But here's what occurred. Now, at this moment, something unexpected, something strange happened over there. Clear? But as sure as I'm standing here telling the story, as sure as I'm here telling you the story, something strange, some strange event happened over there, some unexpected event happened there on the ground. The 8 other athletes stopped in their track. The one who had trained for so long to compete. One by one they turned round and came back to help him and lifted the lad to his feet. Now what is the strange event that happened over there? The 8 other athletes stopped in their tracks. The ones who had trained for so long to compete, the other 8 contestants, they stopped running. Clear? For which they had trained so hard, for which they sweated, clear, for which they trained so hard, they stopped running the race for which they practiced for months, for years, right? One by one they turned round and came back to help him and lifted the lad to his feet. Clear? And nobody expected them to do this. But they did this unexpected thing. One by one, they turned round and returned to the spot where the youngest athlete had fallen and was crying in frustration. They lifted the lad to his feet. Lad means boy. They lent a helping hand and lifted the boy up to his feet. They readily forgot their own dreams and came forward to help the boy. Yeah? To get up to his feet. Then all 9 runners joined hand and continued. The 100-meter reduced to a walk, and the banner above that said Special Olympics could not have been nearer the mark. Then all 9 runners joined hand and continued. Then all the 9 contestants, they walked hand in hand to the finishing line. The 100-meter reduced to the walk. Now it has no longer remained a 100-meter race. It had turned into a 100-meter walk. And the banner above that said Special Olympic could not have been nearer the mark. And the words on the banner, clear, Special Olympics, turned out to be true. The 9 runners became the 9 winners. And Special Olympics became really a special one. The words written Special Olympic, they could never have been nearer the mark. They could never have been nearer to the reality. Now the word Special Olympics, they have become the reality. The Special Olympics have really become special because of this act of these 8 athletes. That's how the race ended with 9 gold medals. They came to the finish line holding hands still, and the banner above and 9 smiling faces said more than these words ever will, said more than these words ever will. That's how the race ended. The race was over. This is the way how the race was over. And it was a unique scene. With 9 gold medals, they came to the finish line holding hands still. Clear? All the 8 contestants, they showed empathy towards the youngest athlete. Yeah, they turned the Special Olympic into really a special one. And the race ended with 9 gold medals. All the 9 participants won the medal. Clear? because they came together on the finishing line, and the banner above the 9 smiling faces said more than these words ever will. Clear? These 8 contestants, they really turned the Special Olympics into the really special one. They could realize the frustration, they could realize the anguish of the fallen athlete's mind. Yeah, they had just one look at the fallen contestant and they forgot about their own dreams of winning the medals. And this is what it is called a true sportsmanship. The 9 happy face sportsperson, they underscored the special significance of the Special Olympics. Clear? So, this is how the race ended with 9 gold medals. The race ended with not 1 but 9 winners. But with 9 winners, they come to the finish line holding hands still, and each of the participant was given a medal, for they walked hand in hand in the finishing line. And the audience was so touched by the exemplary behavior of the athletes that they stood up and clapped. And the banner above the 9 smiling faces, and the banner above them on which it was written Special Olympics, said more than these words will ever will. Clear? The Special Olympics really turned out to be special. Fine. Children, this is the poem that tells us about the celebration of human values, and that tells us about the true spirits of sportsmanship. Clear? What is a sportsmanship? It tells us that winning is not important, taking part is important, and we should be sympathized with the other people. Okay? And sportsmanship, it implies that a sports activity will be enjoyed for its own sake. Is it clear? So this poem depicts the theme of true spirits of sportsmanship. Fine, children, so revise this poem, and tomorrow we'll do the question answer. Thank you.